Good afternoon. I would like to welcome you back to my video podcast. My name is Dr. Harry Hinshaw, and today we're going to continue to talk about the principles of transformation. We have talked in the previous days about the first three principles of transformation: responsibility, choice, and power. Today we're going to talk about our thoughts, our beliefs, and our thinking patterns. Our thoughts and beliefs are very powerful, is a statement about the fourth principle of transformation. Our thoughts are very powerful and they're also creative. This is a principle that is extremely important to understand so that you can utilize it. Thoughts create feelings. They create other beliefs. And in fact, a belief is just a thought that you have held on to for a long time and continued to consider. Thoughts also create actions. And most importantly, they create all of our experiences. This creation, by way of thoughts, is constantly happening from moment to moment throughout our life. In fact, there's no moment that we're not creating with our thinking. And we can create with positive thoughts or we can create with negative thoughts. Negative thoughts create negative feelings, negative beliefs. They cause us to do negative things and also to have negative experiences about ourselves and our life. The source, when we have these negative thoughts and we create all of these negative experiences, this creation that we do always comes back to us. We could call it the law of karma. We can call it whatever we want. But what we put out there, ultimately in some form, will come back to us. Addictive behavior is extremely important to understand with this principle. Addictive behavior is caused by a negative self-image, a negative thought that we have about our value and our worth as a human being. This negative belief is also referred to as a self-limiting belief. So what happens is that we have this negative belief about ourselves that we're not good enough, that we're not enough, that we're inadequate. And this thought, as you remember, creates and affects our feelings. So we feel bad. So when we have negative feelings about our value and worth, we walk around having negative emotions. This affects what I refer to as our self-esteem. It's negative. So what happens is that we discover and find out that certain things will help us to modulate or change how we feel. Alcohol, drugs being one of them. So when we use, we basically change the thoughts that we have, modify them a little bit, and change how we feel. So we feel better. So our intent is really to continue to feel better. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, alcohol and drugs, the effect wears off. So then you have to go back and you have to continue to use to keep the same or attempt to keep the same feel-good experience. So our negative thinking affects everything in our life, and it is the source of addictive behavior. And what transformation, which is a counseling process, is to help people to change how they think, to actually help them to change their thoughts and their beliefs about themselves. When a person transforms their self-image, how they think about their value and worth as a person, and make it go from negative to positive, their life changes. That is where you find the solution to addictive behavior. When a person can successfully transform negative thoughts about themselves to positive ones, they end their addictive behavior. There's no reason to use anymore. The motivation is gone. So the fourth principle of transformation is that our thoughts are very, very powerful and creative. And it's something that we have to keep in mind, because the focus of counseling and transformation is really to change how you think, your thinking patterns and your beliefs about yourself. So I would like to thank you for attending today's video blog. And I will be back tomorrow to talk about another principle of transformation. Thank you.